Julifer 9211 coming at you with another video. This video is again for a special friend. His name's Adil. Sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. Um, I'm gonna be going over some of the cards that you selected and going from there to what I think of the cards that you selected, and also um, some of the results. Um, yeah, some of the results from it. I'll explain what I mean. So you did select Nightmare Phoenix. So two monsters with different names can make it. This card is a must. Without it, your deck will not function correctly. Now, someone can argue that fact because they might say, "Well, I don't have one, and I do just well." Well, in order for you to say that, we have to have evidence. So you would have to show how you face up against Mystic Mind and certain decks that are very easy for me to defeat. I've never lost to them, or even a mirror match, Dark Magician. I've never lost one. And when you change it to that aspect, then a lot of people keep quiet because they struggle with road decks, which are like very easy to beat, and then they also struggle with mirror matches. And you'll never see a YouTuber say that their mirror match is easy. I can tell you I've never lost a mirror match and they're all easy. So this one helps out on what I said. Because even if they play an Imperial Order and you're locked out, guess what? If you can enter a Nightmare Phoenix, you can blow it up. You can't blow up the Mystic Mind, but you can blow everything else up. And then also entering this might get you access to a Dark Magician and another monster with a different name to send it to the graveyard to trigger Eternal, and Eternal triggering the circle, and then Mystic Mind is gone. How do I know all that? I do it all the time. Alright, so this is definitely a must-have. This one, Mega Phantom Beast, Dracossack, another must-have. When you play top tier or whatnot, you start pulling some cards out of the fusion and some cards out of your deck. This is one of the ones that it might not win you the duel, but at the same time, it's easy to enter. Dark Magicians are coming in and out of your hand, in and out of your graveyard, in and out of the field like floodgates, all throughout the duel, from the first turn to the last turn. Your deck revolves around Dark Magician. Even though the boss monster might be Dragoon, you might see a Dragoon maybe 2-3 times max in your duel. For me, I can summon, I think my max is 4 Dragoons in one duel. Like, I went first, I summoned a Dragoon, I went second, I summoned a Dragoon, and later in the duel, I summoned the Dragoon again. And then, I think at the very end, right before I won, I summoned another Dragoon. So I did 4. If you have questions on how you do that, I can tell you. But the thing about the Dark Magician is, in the first 2 turns, I believe I summoned like, I must have summoned all 4. I must have summoned 4 Dark Magicians in the first 2 turns, and I still had like another 6-7 more turns. So the Dark Magician summoned way more. He just come. The deck's built to the Dark Magician to come out of everywhere. There's ways to bring them even from remove from play. So this is access. You can have access to this a lot of the times. If you want to use the effect to make your tokens and blow up a card, hey, you can. So it's another must-have. So all it requires 2 level 7s. Dark Magicians are level 7s. He's always on the field. There you go. Another one, Starving Venom. Another one that you selected. All these cards are the ones you selected. I need to find you a rare because I don't want you to buy a super, because we're trying to keep the budget to close to 20 as we can. We might go a little bit over, but I need to find you a rare to squeeze it. Maybe like $22 total in this fusion deck. If I don't, the number is gonna keep going up, so I need to keep it You have all the powerful cards, but we need to keep them in between just rare to common, just so we can squeeze that money in. So basically, Super Poly, you can get rid of the Dragoon. It's very common. Any other card that is a dark that you can think of, and usually all the powerful monsters are dark. So you can Super Poly. This one you can Super Poly it too. This card is Kryptonite versus the Shaddoll decks. The um, the Thunder Dragon, any deck that has fusions, all your monsters you have are dark. So you always have access to a dark. So the other way to enter it, it says here one fusion plus one dark. Guess what? If you want to activate it, you wait until they um, they play it. Let's say you don't know such a doll, then just wait on your super fusion. Your Super Poly. Just wait. As soon as you see a problematic fusion, it can even be against a Blue Eyes White Dragon or a Dark Magician deck. It could be any deck. Everybody has fusions. Everybody has all sorts of cards. Just wait. Super Poly. Enter this, and you got rid of the problem. And you move forward. I show all these cards. I show how to play them correctly in my duels. If you have any questions, go see it. So even when I'm losing and they have their floodgates out and their hands full, and I always use words like it doesn't really matter, I say, and then I just turn the tide and I win. Why? Because I already have my fusion deck set up and I know all the monsters they have are not really theirs, they're mine because I'm gonna utilize them. So another card that we have here that I agree with you is Ebon High Magician. So this one basically you make it with two level 7s. He comes out at 2,300. He has an effect, and the effect says, try by battle up. So basically, if something happens to him through attack or an effect, if they get rid of him, he says you can special summon one dark spellcaster monster from your hand or deck, and then you can destroy a card on the field. So basically, if they do anything to him, and then there's another one that says, well, this card has XYZ material. Activate a quick play. You can activate a quick play spell card or trap card from your hand during your opponent's turn by detaching one XYZ material from your card and activate it. So basically, if you didn't get to play something from your hand, or you don't want him to play Feather, guess what? You can utilize him, discard one of the materials, and you can use it from your hand. You save your card from getting destroyed, and then you're also able to use them from your hand. So he can be useful if you play it correctly. So the other card that I agree with that you selected, Link Spider. This one's for the Dark Magician and triggering your effect of Eternal Soul Circle. This is another one that you do for. You already have that one though. And then another one is Burlo Dragon. He's a Link 4. He has 3,000. I don't remember the exact effect right now. You might want to look it up online. Even this Japanese or Korean are going for like $5 or $6. So I'm doing you the favor of giving it to you for like $1 or $2. And then another good selection you did. This is the one you really want. Like it's better than all the other cards combined, because your deck comes into the Dark Magicians like butter. The deck's meant to. You're able to even bring out like 2 or 3 of them. Like I had told you before, a main condition, not a pack. If you get a PSA 10, which is this one should be, it's brand new. It smells like a new card. I have several of them. They usually sell anywhere from 15 to 20. The reason why, when you get a PSA 10, the card can be valued at about $200, $300. Now, if you had the English version, first edition, sitting anywhere from Gem Perfect from 100 to 130. Obviously, the card goes all the way to 900 to $1,000 for PSA 10 or more. So this one, I'm obviously gonna cut the price down to about $10 for you, just so you can have it. So with these cards here, you're already squeezing uh, what we got. Well, we got 10, 11, 12, 13, and this one's 3, 13, 14, 15, 16. We got 17, is 18, 19. We got $19. And if I can find the rare, I could give you this for $1. That's 20 here on these cards already. So cards that you selected that I'm iffy about are, these are the mandatories. Then I'm gonna give you Topologic for free. This is a free card. So $20 and you have that. And then cards that I don't agree, but I mean the one who pays is the boss, is Incredible. You know what it does. The question is, can you bring a level 1? Me, I can bring out many of them because I played 3 Jesters, I played 3 Magician Souls. So I have a lot of ways to bring them out. I don't play him, but for a rogue or low level meta, he's fine. You're just gonna have to get some level 1s to be able to use them. So I wouldn't advise you on this. And the moment you get level 1s, then I can say yes. This one's another one that I opt for you getting. Basically, it says 2 level 4 spellcasters. So this one's gonna be $1. He has an effect. I'm not gonna read it. Performance Magician. You might want to look into him. Another one that I think you might go for is Amulet Dragon. He's the replacement for the Dragoon. If you don't want the Dragoon, we can up the Red Eyes Fusion you have and pull out the Red Eyes Black Dragon and play this, the Ayatamayas. Or you can have it as it is and keep the Dragoon. The problem with the Dragoon is we encounter an issue of the amount of money. So I think I have currently, all together with my decks and everything, I think I have like 9 Dragoon English. And I have 3 or 4 of these. Some are Japanese, some Korean. And the cheapest that I found are the Korean ones. It's hard for me to go under $25 to $30. The reason why, because they sell at 40, and I think I average out like one every 2 weeks, and I sell them for 40. My copies are not used. They're Gem Mint Perfect. I had one guy PSA, and he sent me a message back saying he had gotten a PSA 10. There was another guy saying he got a PSA 9, but he was still happy with it. If you look up the prices of these PSA 10s, they're about $200 or so. I seen somebody do 250, and if you look around, they actually do sell. They sell for that price. If they go higher than that, then they don't want to. So that's why I sell them no less than $30. I sometimes squeeze like 28, but nothing less than that because I'm just wasting my time. The question is, why would I sell it at 28 when I sell them already at 40 and I'm getting the money? So that one we're gonna definitely have to negotiate. The card that I would opt to put instead of that is this. I could give it to you for like $3. The card is actually worth about 7 or 8. Some people sell it for more. You might want to look into the Amulet Dragon. So I showed you the ones I agreed with, the ones that I want to talk to you about to see if you change your mind. The other one is Iban Illusion Magician. He is a meta style. It's not rogue, it's meta. I've seen it in top meta decks, meta destroyer decks. It's fine, but when you enter into top tier, he's too weak. He's too slow. He's not enough. He removes cards after you attack and stuff like that, and brings out your Dark Magician. But the decks that I build, they're bringing way too much Dark Magicians to where if you had like 6 of them, they would come out like butter. You don't really need them. And then for the removing effect, you got the circle, and then you got the Ice Dragon Prisons doing that. When I have a problematic deck that I'm building, I just opt out for 3 uh, Ice Dragon's Prison, and I used um, the circle, and I banished a lot. Like you can see my duels. I had a guy where I had banished like 12 cards of his deck. That was like really OP banishing. Um, but it is able to be played in your deck. It will help it. It will give it some strength to push it up in the ranks. The problem is these cards are very expensive right now. They used to be $3 to $4 a card, and I bought a lot of them. They're currently sitting at Gem Mint. They're sitting at anywhere from 12 to 15. When you get them used and damaged, you can get them for $8. So if you want, I can search for some damaged ones, like they have scratches or they're bent, and I'll be able to get you some for cheap. Like even if I find it for $5, I'll give it to you for five. But you have to remember, a lot of my cards, they're Gem Mint because I'm looking for the audience, the top dollar audience. It's sort of a business model. So if you want this card, we're also gonna have to negotiate the price, and that's about it. That's about it uh, for the fusions. You have everything correct. Um, I think another card you might want to think of. This one I could give it to you for $1. The moment you play the Eye of Timaeus. The problem with the Eye of Timaeus is it does slow down your deck, like I had told you. And every other card can get, you can proxy it. We can find somebody that can do it for us. There's people that actually do it to where it's hard to tell that it's a proxy. Um, so you don't want to cheat the system, but I mean, if they're gonna sell them to you for $2 and they look like they're real, I suppose it's fine. My cards are all authentic. I don't have hardly any proxies left because they sold. They sold out. A lot of people buy them. And that's about it. We're done with the video. So to recap, this is what your fusion deck should look like. You're gonna have one Inmug, one Crawly. You have one Wee Witch. So what do we got here? We got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You have 12. You have 12. So you have 12. So you need 3 more to complete it. But already with that is sufficient. If you add the Dragoon, where'd it go? Oh, that's weird. Oh, here it is. If you add the Korean Dragoon together with that and this, then you have the 3 missing, which would be this. They're all gonna be coming out like butter, no issue. You got dragons, you got dark magician, so he'll come out. Same for Dragoon, and then this one you have level 4, so he's gonna be coming out. And that's pretty much the deck. However, when you pull these cards out that I told you, the deck is flat out 20. So you make the call. You're the boss here. You decide. Let me know, and we'll go from there. And then we'll work something out with your Eternal Souls to where I can probably get some for you for cheap. Maybe $1 a card, something like that. Because you'll need those 3 Eternal Souls before I finish off the video. I want to tell you why it's so important that you have the Eternal Souls instead of the circle. Honestly, the circles are really worthless. You can put 3 Ice Dragon Prison and just pull the circles out. You don't need them. The deck searches a lot as it is. The circles are just there just because they're there. It's a Dark Magician card. But the one that really helps out is the Eternal Soul. People hate it, but I'm going to be honest with you. The reason why I win most of those, even though sometimes I don't see the Eternal Soul, my deck plays other routes, my deck is versatile. I don't need any particular card. I always change the route. But I won't negate the fact that, or deny the fact that, like I've said many times before, when I'm not able to stop something and I see like a Dragoon coming out, and I've told you guys a lot. Let's say I banish stuff and he still enters Nakanda. I change to Eternal immediately, and I bring out a Dark Magician and Defense. So a lot of people ask me like, well, what does that mean? You're safe. Is he gonna blow it up? Yeah. Can he? No, he cannot. Eternal Soul is protecting him. So what is he gotta do? It's stall. He's locked. All he can do is attack it. In the next turn, you can bait the Eternal Soul, and they usually Omni negate, and then after that Mystic, and it's a wrap. You have fully control after that. You can set your skill drain and banish it with the Circle and Eternal. That's how I do it. The Dragoons are very easy for me. They're basically, I struggle more with other monsters like a Dark Magician or something like that. But the Dragoons are really nothing. You just gotta know how to go around them. Once I see a Dragoon, I know he's nothing. But if you ever lose into a Dragoon, that tells you something about your plays and also about your deck. So, and that's why I know a lot of decks are weak, because they hate cards that make them lose. I don't hate any card in particular. I just know some cards are trash. How do I know that? Because as soon as they use those cards, I win. They're trash. So have a good one. Take care of yourself. Hopefully you enjoy the video, and we'll move forward. Dark Magic Attack.